Got that Roddy mug up there. The Roddy P in the flesh. That's what this portrait should have been, the Roddy P, just cartoonized. Or just a picture of Justin Bieber, really. Any would have worked.
Almost the same, anyways. But yeah, so this is the first game of the top match of this group, the group of death. In the bottom right, it's gonna be the blue Protoss player from Poland. It's gonna be the observer Indy. And in the top left, the caster for Team Clash. Spawning in the orange, it is RotterdaM.
I love how Roddy is rocking his Roddy P and Indy's got his portrait, like his actual proper portrait. It's pretty badass to be in the video game that like you've dedicated many years of your life to, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's like
definitely something pretty cool. I mean, you know the feeling.
Yeah, I do know.
You got your own portrait. Do you rock your own portrait or do you troll around with like somebody else's?
No, I mainly have my own, but I switch them up. I think I'm gonna just switch them up between mine, Cyril's. I like a Laser's portrait from the last years.
What about Roddy's?
I don't have it yet.
Your teammate, man, he said it. Gotta show the support. Then again, there is already a lot of Roddy faces on BNet.
Yeah, I'm just waiting so I can, until he's streaming it, and then I can challenge him. I want to play with my Terran.
Yeah. Roddy actually not choosing to wall off. He's one of the few guys. He's like part of the resistance or something. I don't know what it is, but he occasionally will not wall. That's because he's got a build that caters to countering the adept aggression, or sometimes being the aggressor himself. And yeah, he loves his Stargate play as well. We'll see exactly here in a second what he goes for. Already mining a lot of gas.
So how do you defend the two adapts and without the wall? Just with a shield battery and a Phoenix, or?
Yeah, and like being in position, just timing it perfectly.
And he's like, not afraid. He's also not afraid to show the Stargate. That's sick.
Yeah, it's because he gets it so fast and he starts mining a lot of gas very early.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very calculated build. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it seems cool. But yeah, I saw him on the stream because I was so surprised on how he defend this, and he just lifted one adapt because he has the Phoenix so early, one of the two adapts, and then the other one gets held by shield battery because obviously you can't out DPS shield battery. And yeah, as you said, you need to be on top of your shit if you don't actually wall off. It can be very scary.
Yeah, I mean, even if you wall off, like if the adepts get in anyway, then the wall's been useless.
Yeah, of course. Sure of course, you still need to put the pylon, like Indy needs to do now. Or a shield battery also works.
Waited till last second. And Roddy's proxying a pylon. He's not going for Proto Smack, he did start warp gates. We've seen Roddy with like some insane builds. Where he made like a bunch of air units, he made like Immortals out of one Robo and then he attacked. Like those are so hard, like especially if you don't see it coming and you take Expo and you make probes, then you have so little units to defend. Proxy's a gateway.
Yeah, so this is gonna be Stalker Phoenix aggression, I guess. Actually, the thing you were talking about, he actually beat Niput at once on... it was one of the very short maps. And that's the game where he went 6.1k with, I think. But yeah, Roddy has his own style, and it actually works against really good players too. That's the great thing about it.
Ooh, catches the sentry. But the hallucinated Phoenix across the map scouted everything. He saw the two gates, I mean he already knew about the Stargate, and he saw that there was no expo most of all, so now Indy is in full alert mode. 4 shield batteries!
Yeah, and those build quite quickly, so they're gonna be in time for the actual attack. And I gotta say, if Indy defends this until his blink is done, then I think it's looking quite good for Indy.
But that's gonna be a lot of burst. When those Phoenixes pick up units and they get targeted, they might die faster than the shield batteries can keep them alive. Oh, I thought he was gonna warp in more Stalkers actually. He went for Zealots.
Oh, Indy, you can't be out of range of the shield batteries. That's a huge mistake, I think. Just loses 3 Stalkers right there that are not getting hit. The 3rd Stalker is getting hit just a bit, but that was so massive.
Yeah, pretty big deal catching these right off the bat. Oh, he shaded the adept forward. I thought he should stay on top of the Stalkers.
I actually think this was a good move because it forced it forced him to split up a bit, and it lost him a lot of mining time. But I'm not sure if is RotterdaM actually planning on expanding, or is he just gonna try to kill him? I thought he was just gonna try to kill him, but I
Yeah,
guess he.
I think he saw there was a lot of energy on the shield batteries, and he was like, "All right, I'm out of here. Just gonna expo."
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
And now
Considering
he
he
goes
has the
back.
Phoenix.
I don't understand if he wants to attack or not.
Yeah, I think he wants to keep threatening, right? Because he killed the sentry, so there's no way for Indy to scout right now.
Yeah.
There's no hallucinations, nothing on the other side. So as long as Indy sees army there, it can be quite scary. Now going into the main base, picking up a lot of probes. And even though Rotti is the one staying on one base, he's ahead in 2 workers right now. Yeah, but obviously those are not mining perfectly from one base.
So he gets some more probes. Now 26 walkers to 25, but the early second nexus from Indy means he can chrono boost a lot of probes if he wants to. And remember, he already has Blink. What does Roddy have going for him? He's got Phoenixes.
But those are Rotti Phoenixes.
Yeah. He makes good use of them a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I guess
I
maybe,
think...
like, what do you think about the transition here? Into just charge lot, and then trying to do a timing.
As Indy or as RotterdaM?
As Roddy.
Oh, I think you should just probe up and play macro, but also go for charge. I think the charge transition should be what he's going for, because like the way the Phoenix work is just it disables Indy to move out for a very long time right now. He's even going in, getting some more probes right now. So I think to catch up, he should just play the long game and make a lot of probes. He's already ahead in workers.
Just flew in and he traded Phoenixes for probes. So even though he loses some Phoenixes, gets ahead on the worker counts. He lost 3 Phoenixes but killed 15 probes. I'll take that trade.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no matter what Rotti is doing, I would like to see a Forge right around now. Unless he's going for, I don't know, air toss, but you can't really do that.
Yeah, Indy is the one that start charge here, and I'm guessing he's going to be adding Archons.
I think RotterdaM is expecting Indy to attack, honestly. He's like he's warping in units constantly with his gateway cooldown. He's chrono boosting all his immortals one at a time. I think Rotti expected Indy to be a bit of an aggressor himself, maybe, after he sacrificed a couple of Phoenixes for economy. But Indy is just chilling at home, getting up his infrastructure and taking up.
You know what Roddy should do? He should have shown like 3 Phoenixes to the Stalkers in the main base. Then they would blink on the low ground. And then they'd be all the other Phoenixes.
That would be sick, yeah.
I don't think Indy would fall for it, but I would have fallen for it for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we can see Rotti is ahead in supply now, but he's actually only on 2 gates, and he has no Forge and no Twilight Council, so he's behind in tech. Maybe he just wants to throw down gateways and attack himself without any...
I think he's anticipating Indy to start making other stuff than Stalkers, in which case those Phoenixes could start on flying in and killing more probes. And especially if it's big before there is High Templars ready with feedback. Ooh, he's moving across the map.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. There's no tech. It's so late for... Like, he didn't start additional gateways. He didn't tech up. He constantly produced Immortals and Phoenix. So I think he kind of has to attack now. Otherwise, Charge Shot Icon just gets too strong.
Oh my god! Indy starts an expo. And Rotti hasn't revealed his units there yet. Okay, now he has. Indy's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I think Indy needs to stay at the shield batteries. Don't overcommit. Make sure that the icons can fire.
Yeah, these Archons are very scary. They're the only one scary thing, really, in this.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's blocking himself a little bit. Roddy playing it conservative for now.
He's making probes now. How do you
might just
like going
expand.
back?
Yeah, I think he saw the army and the shield batteries and he's like, alright, this is not a fight I want to take. Here's the thing, he could fly into the main because the entire army has to stay there because an attack here is such a big threat. He could actually fly into the main from another angle and kill a lot of probes and then get out and he would be so far ahead. That's the power of Phoenix. Because they can help at the front. Now Stalkers are already in the main, but I mean, even if he loses 3 Phoenixes here, if he kills all probes, yeah, he's gonna kill everything! Rotti! With a 200 IQ!
Wow.
Oh my god, the king of Phoenixes!
And so many Phoenix survive as well. These beasts have a lot of HP, 180 to be exact. So a lot of Stalker shots there. And Indy is just saying, okay, you know what, you can have my probes, but I'm just gonna attack myself now. I know I have the upgrade lead. Let's turn the tables here.
And Roddy knows this is coming. He went home immediately, built a shield battery. He's just getting a ton of units, starting charge +1. Let's see, he needs to take a fight in a good position here. Immortals at the front, gonna take a lot of damage. Shield battery is helping with it. Phoenix is picking up some units, but the Archon's gonna do a lot of splash onto them. Roddy should have enough because he has a ton of Immortals here. Even if he has to pull probes, that would be okay. There's a cannon helping in the back as well. Indy, forced back. And keep in mind, he's lost so many probes which he hasn't remade. He's down to 27 walkers against 42. He's committed to this attack.
Yeah, I really like the decision in this fight by RotterdaM to pick up the Zealots instead of the Stalkers, because he didn't have any splash damage, and Phoenix obviously are the only thing there that kills the Zealots really quickly. I actually wouldn't mind Indy just probing up and transitioning himself from this position. I'm not sure if he can break this, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I doubt it. Roddy is starting to have a lot. 67 army to 60 the shield battery with a little bit of energy. Even that one cannon in the back helping out. Picking up some of the Zealots at the front to remove some of the front line here. And the Stalkers, they're still left over. Untouched for the most part. Oh, he gets the Prism, that's a big deal. But a big whopping of Zealots completed first here for Indy, who's really trying to make this attack work. Some probes might have to be pulled, only some Stalkers left. Indy
oh my god, all the Phoenix are out of energy, I can't believe it.
Yeah, they finally ran out. The cannon's helping out a lot, but they're gonna go down as well.
He picked up a probe there, which is quite massive because he's super low on energy.
And killing the Prism was almost like the winning move, because now Indy can't even reinforce, so he's left with like naked 5 Stalkers that can't do anything on their own.
Yeah, well, really good hold by RotterdaM, and now it's looking really good for him. Like, this was so scary because Indy, this fight, it was still +2 versus +0 upgrades for the most part. So those Zealots were hitting really hard. And there was only one icon, I think, from RotterdaM. But now if he just chills at home, doesn't lose his Phoenix, I think he should be in a pretty good spot.
Wow, what a sick game. This is kind of what I expected.
Very back and forth. And right now, Indy kind of has the map control with the Stalkers, and he seems to be going for Disruptors now. The Disruptor transition, I think he realizes he's a bit behind. He needs to be careful. He can't be too aggressive with the Stalkers because they can get picked up by the Phoenix, obviously, and then they can't blink anymore. So yeah, Indy is literally not producing any units right now. He's just waiting for his Robos to finish and then start double Disruptor production. Possibly to come back, but I'm not even sure if I liked it too much because there's still Phoenix on the map.
Yeah. You know, whenever I open with the Twilight Council like this in PvP, there's one thing I could never help myself to. It was a Dark Shrine. I always thought it's 150 is so cheap, you might as well get it. And then if you have a Prism, which you should always have a Prism, you can just drop DTs and there's going to be such a threat. But I guess everybody did get better against them, though.
Yeah, they did, but there's only one observer on the map, and for example, it's also very good to counterattack with them while your opponent's moving out, right? So
yeah,
I would like to see it, especially if you're behind. Yeah, I'm not sure if Rotti actually attacks now. I'm not sure if Indy can hold his 4th base, which he needs.
He's going Disruptor against Phoenixes. Like, this is almost the last thing you should want to do.
Yeah,
I would even have rather seen Colossus than this. Oh my god, that one is stuck? What is going on with these Protoss players? Good lord.
Yeah, that's some sick Sim City. And but he has a War Prison right next to it, so it shouldn't be.
Indy's in the game, right? We'll see if he answers. Oh, he picked it up.
Yeah, he picked it up with the War Prison.
And the Stalkers didn't get saved though.
Yeah.
They got caught in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I think Indy is just trying to buy time, but these trades are terrible for him. And Rotti also deciding to not make a 3rd Nexus. I would have actually preferred him making a 3rd Nexus and stuff. He just worked on 2 Zealots and a Stalker extra. I would have preferred that being a Nexus, if I'm being honest. But
ooh, cute recall.
I think the army advantage is just too big for Indy to ever catch up again with this little mining.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Well, what are these probes doing? They're like a pilgrimage. What is this? They're like gonna long distance mine from there. Like half of them are inactive. The ones that got recalled at the expo. What the hell?
Yeah, those guys are on strike.
Now more than ever, he needs a dark shrine. I tell you that. Rotty don't even have. It was like a low econ game, so Roddy doesn't even have cannons on his side of the map. Damn, I would have loved to steal that game from Roddy.
Snipe the observer and DTs. I think the only chance. Oh, the first disruptor. Oh, he even kills a couple of Phoenix. One Phoenix, yeah.
Bit of panic.
I think if I see disruptors, I just move in there, right? If I'm RotterdaM, I just move in there and pick up the disruptors. I don't think there's much that can go wrong.
Yeah, but it's being super cautious. You don't want to throw away leads. Maybe he couldn't see the whole army. Now he does. There we go. He's gonna fly in there, pick up the disruptors, and I think that's gonna be it. Indy's just gonna lose everything in an instant.
Yeah, good call here by RotterdaM to just engage. This wasn't even his entire army. There's still 10 zealots behind and a couple of icons. He still has Phoenix and he resumed Phoenix production, but there's only one disruptor out right now.
And he's trying to do some kiting back to his shield batteries, but I mean, there's so much from Roddy. Shouldn't matter.
Roddy is doing the smart thing, right? He checks is there a third base. There's no third base. He can go back home. There's no reason to attack into the shield batteries. Even though I'm pretty sure he could.
Yeah, don't you think he's overly respecting them?
Yeah, probably, but I
guess he has a third base, yeah.
Or he's getting armor for his Phoenix. Does RotterdaM know something? Is it like more stalker shots if you get armor?
I'm sure if he's getting it, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Other than he just misclicked. Cap. He doesn't have +1 attack even.
Yeah, no.
Straight to armor.
I mean, it makes sense because you just want to tank. Like the Phoenix are not really attacking. You just want to be the Phoenix to survive, trying to lift up the disruptors. But I'm not sure if it actually matters with the amount of stalker shots. Like I know all the stuff with Zerg how many shots you need, but PvP I have no idea. And RotterdaM playing super safe, even making 3 shield batteries at home.
What do you think is the friendliest way to watch a game, or like the most aesthetic looking in terms of HP bar? Is it damaged? Is it off and then you press Alt whenever there is a fight, or is it always?
I actually have no idea because I always have them on, so for me it just looks normal, but it's probably the best looking is probably just having them off, but if you actually want to know how the fight is going, it's probably damaged.
Let's try it. Oh, stalkers get caught. Let's try it for next game maybe.
Yeah.
I think it might look better. But then there's always like the hardcore, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you turned off the HP bar, turn them back on right now.
I think the tournament nowadays have damaged most of the time.
Damaged?
Yeah.
Let's try that.
So it also shows the energy bars unless a unit is full energy.
Yeah. Oh. Some big connections.
Oh, nice splits though by RotterdaM.
Oh my god, Roddy. It's time to get in there. The disruptors finally moved out. He waited for this a long time. Gets all of the disruptors, and there is so much more where that came from. Indy has to tap out.